Alright, hello everyone to the third and final game in this best of 3 Juan and Foggy Undead versus Night Elf. And we are all tied up. That is the definition of a best game 3 in a best of 3. And we are just going to wait to see what happens here. Now, beginning portion of the game, Altar of Elders, Moonwell, all being placed down. Nothing too out of the ordinary. Meanwhile, Crypt and Altar of Darkness coming in. And Juan really was effective with that opening play, getting that Death Knight, delaying that Death Knight, getting a lot of ghouls, and then really just bolstering his army. The fact that his opponent had gone for Ancient of War creeping meant that there wasn't that many archers on the field. Juan sacrificing a little bit of creep time in order to get extra ghouls and being able to pressure really turned the tables, especially as that Death Knight got to level 2, allowing him to Death Coil much earlier than in that first game. So now we see that the Death Knight, or excuse me, now we know that the Death Knight needs to get to level 3, or level 2, excuse me, relatively quickly for there to be any real chance whatsoever. Coming back around, we can see that the Warden is the hero of choice for the third and final time in this series. Meanwhile, the Death Knight looks like it will be the hero of choice as well, as we are going into a Tomb of Relics. Now, creeping on this map is a little bit more difficult because there are no red creep camps. Also, the gold mines, only 2 additional gold mines left on this map, means that it can, that this is most likely not going to turn into a macro game. What is this? Oh my gosh. Foggy accidentally uprooted his tree of life and is now re-entangling his gold mine. That is going to be a whole bunch of gold lost there. About, I believe it takes about 45 seconds, so 450 gold lost in a matter of seconds. Everything is going in favor of Juan right now, as Foggy is just absolutely killing himself about how this game is currently unfolding. He is not going to have enough gold to really pick up any mercenaries from that mercenary camp. Everything is off on this game, as the Death Knight, with Unholy Aura first, is now going to be making a bit of a move. The Warden, very cautious here. You can see that the gold mine is now just barely getting to completion, as we are rebuilding an Ancient of War back inside the base. Death Knight now looks to get off some easy kills, but the Warden is in fact not creeping this out, and this is losing a lot of creep time for that Warden and a lot of experience. Shadow Strike, even if it does hit, the Death Knight will simply be able to run away very easily since it does have that Unholy Aura. Alright, let's see what will be happening here. That Unholy Aura just spinning around nicely. Never really took a look at that animation. A very nice effect there, I must say. As the ghouls are now back on Blight, and we can see that there is in fact 5 ghouls already, perhaps going to even get up to 6 and 7 ghouls for the upcoming battle. Death Knight realizes that something is awry here. Shadow Strike does land, and the Warden is still essentially experienceless after 3 minutes and 40 seconds. The longer the game goes, the more and more I feel that the Death Knight is going to take this game, especially as they are still tied in terms of experience nearly. The Death Knight may end up taking another Shadow Strike. No, does not. The Warden trying to catch up to that Death Knight, but that Death Knight is still slightly faster. Warden needs boots of speed in order to catch up. What is going to be happening here? We now see an army of 7 ghouls making their way out. No lumber in their hands whatsoever, as the Death Knight still looking for this engagement here. The Warden sitting at level 1 does start to finally get some creeping in, does pick up a Troll Shadow Priest and a Troll Berserker, but that is significantly delayed, as the Warden now trying to get more damage here. In comes the army of ghouls. Is it going to perhaps catch an archer and a Troll Berserker off guard? In come the ghouls here. There is slow now on that archer. That is going to be a very bad day for that archer. Is it going to be able to hide in time? Yes, it will. The Death Knight does have Dust of Appearance, though, and there goes that archer in a matter of seconds. Here we go next. That Warden now trying to run away. Ghouls now making their way over. Skeletal minions also coming back around, as the Warden as the Warden is currently just doing laps and circles here. The Warden perhaps needs to pick up boots of speed, but this game is not unfolding in any way, shape, or form as Foggy would like it. He is just severely behind, as we are now seeing most likely a tech to tier 2. We may see a Naga Sea Witch as well, in addition to the obsidian statues, and with no fan of knives, this ghoul army simply cannot get challenged. Meanwhile, back home, we are already halfway or nearing Tree of Ages. Perhaps Foggy can pick up a panda in order to deal with this mass ghoul army, but this is going to become very, very close. Hunter's Hall is being placed down as we now see, a beautiful detonation trying to save this one particular Troll Berserker. The Troll Berserker looks like it will get taken down there. A ghoul will get taken down as well, down to 28 hit points, down to 18, down to 19. Oh, it looks as though, yes, it will get taken down. 2 ghouls get taken down in that exchange, as the Warden is just shy of level 2. Panda now being picked up, so Foggy doing exactly that, trying to get more AoE from his units. It looks as though the Panda is going to be coming in straight from the front. There is a Shadow Strike and a Breath of Fire. The Ghoul now trying to make its way over. The Shadow Strike, however, gonna be enough damage to take it down there. The Ghoul needs one more tick. There it is, level 2 now on that Warden, and that does give a huge chance of survival for Foggy, especially if the Warden can get more mana. We are now, however, doing a quick tech to Black Citadel. We are not going into an Altar of Darkness off of a Lich just quite yet. Death Knight still sitting at level 1, and this is not the game that I was expecting to cast. I was expecting Juan to come back over with a lot of ghouls, with the Naga Sea Witch, and then get a Slaughterhouse down for that obsidian statue push. Instead, he is going for a quick tier 3, and this is actually giving the Warden a bit of time to get back into the game. If the Warden is able to get to level 3, or we see potions of mana dropped by this Ogre Magi, this is going to be a huge effect. Let's see, Potion of Greater Healing, still very effective on that Warden. The Death Knight will not be able to chase after that Warden at all, as we can see the Death Knight does steal a little bit of experience there. Panda sitting at level 1. Are we going to Ancient of Wonders and an Ancient of Lore? Yes, double Ancients of Lore. I don't see a bear on the field yet. Druid of the Claw definitely needed in order to keep the Warden and the Panda alive. Also, usage of Moonstone would be extremely beneficial, as Dryads now being trained for the first time. Double Dryads coming in. Are we going to perhaps see some Crypt Fiends? Yes, the counter unit is already there, and we are going to be getting into a Black Citadel in just a moment. Death Knight now making its way over, going after that Archer. Let's take a look here. Kobold Tunnelers look like they will get taken down. The Death Knight trying to steal some experience here. Is it going to be at all successful? As we can see, the Ancient of War is taking simply too much damage. Rest of the Ghoul and Crypt Fiend army now making its way over. Death Knight now backing off. Warden does not get off a Shadow Strike, as another Skeletal Minion now taken down. Panda still sitting at level 1. Now we see the Kobold Tunneler, the Renegade Wizard. This entire creep camp will get taken down, and the Panda will get to level 2. Meanwhile, the Lich now looking to creep out one of the only high-level creep camps here, 544, perhaps giving level 3 to the Death Knight, and will not give level 2 to the Lich, however, as the Death Knight is much closer, only needs 80 more experience. Alright, Renegade Wizard will get taken down. Claws of Attack +9, a fairly decent item on that Warden, but would be better if it also had an Orb of Venom, especially if there are going to be obsidian statues and eventually destroyers on the field. Let's take a look. Tree of Eternity is being teched. It looks as though bears are being trained up as well. Destroyer form already coming in. Juan currently sitting on 0 obsidian statues. Don't quite know why there are no obsidian statues while you're researching Destroyer form. Obsidian statues still a great unit to get, as the Lich now coming in to engage. Ghoul's gonna finish off the Troll Trapper here in a second. There is one Ogre Magi left, and it looks as though the Troll Trapper will get taken down. There's an obsidian statue finally joining in on the fight, as the Lich now sitting at level 2. Panda trying to get to level 3 will not do so, but will get one step or a couple steps closer. About, let's see, wait for it. It's going to be 88 experience away from level 3. that level 3 Breath of Fire will be very instrumental in addition to that Fan of Knives. All right, there is level 3 on the Warden, level 2 on the Panda. If Foggy can get that Fan of Knives, Breath of Fire combo down, things are going to be very, very bad for Juan. Death Coil now on the Lich. Perhaps the Lich is hoping to get off some easy Frost Novas on some targets. But I don't quite know, and I can't quite imagine what this Lich can really do in terms of damage. There is another Claws of Attack plus 6, so yes, 15 or 17 extra damage off of that Lich. That Lich is actually a force to be reckoned with now. As we now see the Lich and the Death Knight getting to level 3. Are we going to be going into a Dark Ranger as well? That will be a key point as the Panda now sits at level 3. Adept training on the Bears. We should be going into Mastery training here in just a moment. Or did it just finish right as I tried to click on it? Nope. I'm still trying to get into Mastery training. Hasn't even been started as the Death Knight picking up a very useful Talisman of Evasion to dodge. Alright, Ancients of Lore. There is that Mastery training finally coming in. If we get 3 to 4 Bears and enough Dryads to take down the Destroyers, things are going to be very bad for Juan. But Juan does have equal hero level. The hero nuking ability of the Lich and Death Knight is very strong, as the Warden now looks to see what it can perhaps find. I don't know why someone is pinging there on the map. Warden looking to come back around, perhaps take down a lot of Acolytes here. This could be a very bad day for an Acolyte. Are we going to be seeing that here in just a moment? There is a Fan of Knives. There's a Breath of Fire. Wow. 2, 3 Acolytes taken down in a matter of seconds as all the units have pretty much fallen. Let's see. There's another Fan of Knives. Another Ghoul will get taken down. There's another Breath of Fire. And the Black Citadel taking a bit of damage. The Nerubian Tower taking some damage, as well as the Acolytes are still just slowly losing more and more hit points here. You can see only 2 Acolytes currently mining, but the main army is fighting here, and this is not a good fight without your heroes. Foggy going to be losing some Bears, Ghouls, now trying to chase after the Dryads here, and there is still no sign whatsoever. Hero harassment instead of engaging with your army straight up. This is a bad day, as Juan is just going to straight up engage in here. Ancient Protector now being constructed. Crypt Fiend should be able to take that down with little to no effort, as it is still being constructed. Meanwhile, back over here, the Panda and the Warden, where are they? The Panda and the Warden are looking to just take down more and more of these gold mines, hoping that they can perhaps make this into a very, very long game. Bear now going to get taken down. This is not good news at all. Foggy in a very, very serious situation here, not fighting with his heroes, not taking down all of these ghouls here, as the entire army is pretty much back. Oh, a beautiful double no, that was a Scroll of Town portal coming in. Is it going to be enough, as the Warden does have a Moonstone, and there is a Fan of Knives. There is Artificial Nightfall, as the Warden needs to fight back here. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. There is some Death Pack. Panda now in the backfield. Is it going to be able to do anything at all? It is trying to run away. No Rejuvenation. And Foggy with a Lapse in Judgment going to lose the game here after he had the hero advantage. This is bad news. Warden, or sorry, Dark Ranger now sitting at level 3. Warden sitting at level 3. Bears unable to hide. You can see it is taking an additional 12% damage. Warden now falls as well. And I believe that is going to be the GG. Foggy, without a single idea, not the foggiest, in terms of how to fight with his army. He took down a whole bunch of Acolytes only to realize that you need your army. This is not StarCraft 2. You cannot harass mineral lines and expect to win like that. You need to engage with your army. And even in StarCraft 2, if you have the majority of your army harassing and the other opponent is just destroying your base, it's like running in Hellions to destroy the economy while your opponent is just absolutely destroying you with just Zerglings, Roaches, and Marauders. Sorry for the StarCraft 2 reference. I just can't imagine what Foggy was thinking in order to try and win this game. This is not how you win this at all, especially when your buildings give experience. The Death Knight, the Lich, and the Dark Ranger will get more experience taking down this Ancient of Wonders and Ancient of Lore and Tree of Eternity. This is simply just a mistake 101 here. Lich getting off a Frost Nova, and all the Wisp quickly realizing that they cannot repair that Tree of Eternity at all, taking a lot of damage there. Another Frost Nova could be coming in. Warden is back, but will not be staying alive for very long. You can see now the Warden with the Potion of Lesser Invulnerability. The GG has to be coming in. Oh, beautiful Staff of Preservation, only to have that Death Coil bounce around backwards. That was kind of entertaining, and that's all we can really say about this. Now, the game is done. Only if Juan unplugged his cable modem or unplugged his Ethernet cable could he possibly lose this game. Nope, he hasn't unplugged it yet. Alright, somehow. Okay, Foggy has an expansion down here. But still, with no army, he cannot win this game. Anti-magic potion, too little, too late. No heroes. This game is just going way too long, and there we go. There's the end of the game. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this best of 3 series.